Planning seeks to create efficient urban environments where the competing agendas of social, economic, and environmental concerns are integrated to achieve equitable solutions. Strategic planning articulates the desired vision for an urban area and creates the framework for achieving those goals. The Sustainable Sydney 2030 Plan provides the vision that influences the application of the Environmental Planning and Assessment Act. The appropriate application of the EP&A Act is specifically important in areas of increasing urban renewal, where community needs and commercial objectives are often conflicting. Urban renewal has become a buzz phrase recently as cities globally take underused plots of land to make way for new uses. With effective planning, the development can provide a platform for new ideas and make a significant contribution to the public domain, just like Central Park in our own backyard is attempting to achieve. Central Park is a large urban renewal development in the western fringe of the CBD. It's at the transition between the dense buildings of the city and the lower scale residential buildings of the adjacent Chippendale. The redevelopment of the derelict Carlton United Brewery sits on a 6-hectare site and will deliver 77% residential and 23% commercial spaces, cafes, restaurants, bars, community amenities and shops. Fraser's Property, aim to protect and preserve 33 heritage sites and construct 10 new buildings with 2,000 car parking spaces. A 6,400 metre squared park now welcomes nearby communities and students into the development. While you may believe that this development is serving the community, how effectively has the development controls and strategic framework really directed your commercial objectives and our community's needs? Let's see what the community have to say.
I love using Fraser Studios as a free exhibition space for my architecture university assignments.
With the influence of environmental concerns shaping planning considerations, any prospective development must be justified in the context of sustainability. You've addressed these goals by designing a tri-generation plant to supply on-site energy and a water capture and recycling system to reduce consumption.
I'm very excited about the project. It's taken a site that was once just derelict and turned into a socially and cultural area.
With the Sydney 2030 vision focusing on reduction of traffic congestion and an increased use of cycle and footpaths, Central Park effectively addresses these aims. By providing 2,000 parking spaces with multiple entry and exit points, the design funnels traffic out of the area's narrow streets. The plan has designed walking and cycle paths to integrate with the Ultimo pedestrian network and the city's cycleway program. An application has been recently submitted to convert commercial space into student accommodation under the National Rental Affordable Housing Scheme, which would effectively increase the number of international students in the precinct to 1,100. A number of community concerns have been raised regarding this application, particularly concerns that you are driven by economic consideration, purely wanting to recover costs with the NRAS.
NRAS Housing supplies affordable accommodation for city critical workers, such as nurses and firefighters. You are providing very little benefit to this target market, which is predominantly benefiting Frasers at the cost of the taxpayer. The NRS is supposed to provide a subsidised accommodation for the needy, not targeting wealthy international students.
Look, the application failed to address the impact of overloading this area with a demographic dominated by foreign students. Instead of building a community with more families, what you've done is, just introducing international students, which is building pockets of transient communities.
The development's sheer scale is in danger of overwhelming the low-density neighbourhood.
I liked it better when they made beer.
While community stakeholder consultation is a condition in the DA, the effectiveness of this has been questioned. The main improvements that could have been made during this community engagement are:
Had this level of community engagement been observed from the project's inception, the development process could have been expedited and our concerns better addressed. For the community to have a greater say, the consultation needs to happen at the LEP and master plan stage.
As shown in the existing DA, the complicated nature of the planning instruments made it very difficult for us as a community to influence the development. Many of the community are elderly members and unable to read large volumes of environmental assessment reports and plans. Additionally, most of the material was only provided online, discriminating against a large proportion of our community who have no internet access.
Look, the consultation process was positive in that it required input from various stakeholders within the community. However, the effectiveness was limited by the absence of immediate feedback from the decision makers and you and the council. In order to achieve meaningful community consultation and avoid tokenism, we'd encourage you to offer real-time responses to empower our community and give real effect to the consultation.
Look, the presence of an independent consultant like Urban Designer will provide expert opinions and act as an informed mediator between our community and Fraser's property.